For some reason, I seem to choose the moment when it starts to snow to do my videoing outside in my garden. So this is going to be a rather chilly outdoor upper body strength workout, a circuit. Ideally, you need some sort of a step, or you can use a piece of outdoor furniture, a chair that we're going to do tricep dips on. You can use the step or the chair for your press-ups as well. Better if it's quite a wide chair for doing your press-ups, because you want your hands to be a little bit wider, probably double shoulder width, so you need to find something that you can put your hands double shoulder width on to do press-ups, or you can do them on the level on the floor. But this was a workout that I designed to do on the Malvern Hills near where I live, to do on a bench when you go for a walk. And you can carry a log with you or pick one up in the woods. So I've sort of translated it into my garden, and I've got these very handy steps to use. So I'm going to use a step to do my press-ups on. I'm going to use a step and the chair, garden chair, to do tricep dips. And I've got a log that will at some point get chopped up for the fire to do my other upper body exercises with. Make sure you are really good and warm before you start. So I'm going to show you an upper body warm up, but I'm also going to do a little bit of general all over warming up because it is so cold out here today. If it's a bit warmer where you are and you are happy and content that you are warm enough without that, that's fine. But if you're doing it on a snowy day like I am, you need to warm up a little bit more. So let's get going. So just to get warm, we're going to do a little bit of marching on the spot. And you could do this just warming up, just by walking up and down your garden path, or go for a walk around the block. So then just bringing the knees a little bit higher. So we're just trying to get some blood flowing in the body before we get going with those strength exercises. Bring the heels up to your bottom. And then we're going to take big circles with the arms. Get some blood flowing through your shoulders. And do it the other way. So doing about 8 of each of these exercises, 8 to 10 of each thing, just to get everything warmed up, and take the arms through the movements that they're going to do in these exercises. Just going to swing them side to side. And then just to make sure I'm nice and warm, a little bit more running on the spot. A few jumping jacks. Again, just using those arms so we're getting the joints of the arms nice and warm. Okay, so everything should be reasonably limbered up. We're just trying to get the fluid into those joints and blood pumping around so the muscles are warm before we use them. So the circuit that we're going to do today has 5 exercises in it, all upper body. And what I want you to do is work to failure on each exercise. So that means that you literally do as many as you can with good form until you fail, up to a maximum of 20. And you're going to do the 5 exercises in a circuit, then take a minute's rest, then come back and do them again a second time through. You can then choose to do a third time through if you wish. So we're going to start with press-ups. So the hands go double, I'm just going to move a little bit further back so you can see my whole body. The hands go double shoulder width on the step or on the floor if you need to get failure. Bring the weight forward so that your shoulders are over your hands. Fingers facing forwards, and then just tuck the tailbone under, shortening the distance from pubic bone to sternum. So you've really engaged that core, drawing the belly button back to the spine and lifting through pelvic floor. So you've got that nice strong straight line from the crown of your head to your heels. Then take the elbows diagonally backwards as you take the chest to the edge of your bench or step. Just going to move my leg a bit further away. So elbows go diagonally backwards, tailbone stays tucked under, body stays strong, no sagging at the bottom, and you're going to do as many as you can up to failure. So that may be 4, it may be 8, it may be 15. Do as many as you can, keeping that good form until you fail. We're then going to get our log, which hopefully will be about shoulder width in length. Holding it by the ends, we're going to take elbows up as high as we can and then release down. So we're doing a nice upright row. So working those shoulders, keep the knees soft, keep the tailbone tucked under. So any exercises you do standing with weights, knees stay soft, tailbone tucked under. So we're keeping that neutral spine just by tucking under and drawing in through belly button, shortening the distance, pubic bone to sternum, shoulders stay away from the ears. So we're lifting the elbows up above shoulder height, log sliding up the chest. So again, you will do as many as you can until you fail and you can't get your elbows up above your shoulders. That's when failures happen, because we want to get full range of movement there. Okay, next exercise. Feet just wider than hip width. Log onto one shoulder, try and keep the hips square to the front. We're going to lift up the top, drop it to the other shoulder. The top, and drop it onto the other shoulder. So again, we're going to work until you reach failure, i.e. you can't push it all the way up to full extension here, and you've done the same number on each side. So I started that way, and you would finish going that way. So as many as you can till you reach failure. We're then going to go straight into tricep dips. So you can do that on the front of a step or a bench or a chair. Feet come out in front. The further away you take them, the harder it is. But what you want to make sure, whether your feet are close in or further apart, is that your bottom stays close to the support. And you're sliding your spine down the front of the step or bench. Lift the chest up towards the top of the trees or the fence ahead of you. Elbows stay narrow as though someone's put a big elastic band around them. So your elbows are pointing behind you. You've kept your hands so your fingers are over the front of the bench here. Elbows stay narrow and you drop down in between. So just making sure, so if you see that from the front now, elbows stay really narrow. They don't come out, they stay narrow behind you. Chest stays lifted, back stays nice and upright. Don't come too low, because then your chin and your shoulders start to dip forwards. So stop at that point where you can't go any lower without your back coming away from your support. Again, do as many as you can with good form until you fail. Last exercise, bicep curls. Hold the log at the end by the front of your thighs, roll your shoulders back and down, bring it up to the front of your shoulders and back down to thighs. Controlling the movement all the time, keeping that tummy pulled in, keeping your tailbone tucked under, knees soft. And remember, it's not about rocking, the body stays where it is. This is no good. You're putting lots of pressure through your spine, arching at the top there, and you're not using the biceps to full effect and getting the most gains from this exercise. So again, do as many as you can with your torso staying still until you reach failure. So do that whole circuit through once, have a minute's rest or thereabouts, then do it through and do it through fully again, reaching failure in each exercise. If you feel you can, do it through a third time. Failure is really important in any strength training. Without failure, you are not going to get the gains in terms of muscle bulk or muscle muscle tone if you don't get to failure on things, because your muscles won't change, they won't feel they need to do anything. So reaching failure is really important. So reaching failure on every exercise all the way through, unless you get to 20 and you haven't reached failure, in which case you stop at 20. Okay, make sure afterwards you stretch all those muscles off. So stretch the chest by clasping the hands behind. If you just lift the hands away from your bottom as you stretch and lift your chest and open through the chest at the front, you will also find a nice stretch through the biceps at the same time. So that's a good stretch to start with. Hold that stretch for 20 seconds at least, And then shoulders can be stretched by bringing the arm across, drop the shoulder away from your ear as you pull the arm through to stretch the deltoids. And then hand between shoulder blades, elbow close to your ear, either pull from this direction or push, or if you can clasp hands at the back in order to pull the arm through. So you're getting a nice stretch down the back of the arm here. 3 upper body stretches to do at the end of that workout, and enjoy it.